What's happening? It's your boy R. Dot, back with another one. You dig? Let's get straight into it, baby. Boom. All right, man. Today, bro, this is what I want. This is basically what was on my mind, man. Basically, man, what been on my mind is, do you really trust God? Do you really trust the higher source? Something that's outside of yourself on an energetic level, however you want to say it. Me personally, I look at it as God is something that you can't even put a title on his name, because putting a title on giving him a name limits his, basically put a limit on God, and there's no limit that can be on God, the maker and the creator of all things in the entire universe, everything. And sometimes we be saying these things, and we say things like, I trust God and I believe in God, because it's something that's programmed for you to say, and it sounds good, and but if you look at your actions and the things that you do, everything about you tells you that you don't trust God. You don't trust the higher source. You don't trust something that's beyond, who you are. Because one thing for sure, two things for certain. There's no door that can be locked that God has told you to go through. No matter what anyone says, no matter what anyone do, no matter what type of rank they have, no matter how much money they got, no matter how much influence they got, no matter what's going on with them, if God said that's for you, and there's nothing nobody can do. Can't nobody even prolong it, because God is a God of perfect timing. So it may seem like, things is going in the opposite direction of what you said God told you, but it's not. It's all in perfect timing. It's all in divine timing. God's going to give you what you asking for and what he promised you when you are ready for it. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you got to understand that a lot of the things that we said that God told us, God didn't tell us that. That's something that we're trying to force. You know what I mean? And you cannot force anything that's not for you, because when you forcing it, that means that it's resisting. It's resisting you, and you shouldn't force anything. You should let everything flow. Everything should flow exactly the way it's supposed to be. Don't ever force anything. And the reason why I said, do you really trust God, is because if you really trust God, then you wouldn't be so quick to give up. You wouldn't be so quick to abandon ship. You wouldn't be so quick to throw in the towel if you really, truly, honestly, and with all your heart believe in God and trust God and what he said that he's going to do for you. Because in the Bible, it says that God says that his words cannot come back void. And if God really, truly, honestly told you that what you're seeking is, he promised you that, then God cannot lie. He can't lie. That's his word coming back void. And how you see what I'm saying? So sometimes we have to look into ourselves, man, and into ourselves. We can't make something that's not ours be ours. We cannot make a destiny that's not destined for us our destiny. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be able to understand what is your direction, where you want to go in your heart, in your mind, where your soul leading you, where your heart leading you. What are you good at? What are you know what I mean? Like, what is it? And if you don't know, man, ask God. Ask God to show you. And if you ask God to show you, if you ask God for a sign, God will really show you and give you the sign that you need to go in the direction to help benefit, the collective of, God's people, basically. It's the better to strengthen the God, the army of God, the kingdom of God, to get whatever it is that God has you doing. It's not for you. It's not for selfish gain. If God promised you $100 billion, it's not for you. It's for empowerment and the betterment of God's kingdom and something to build that can, help God. God is not going to allow you to have anything in your life that's not going to be for the betterment of the kingdom of God and his people. And if you are a righteous and upstanding person and you move accordingly to those type of things, then it wouldn't bother you. It wouldn't bother you that your dream is more for other people than you, even though you're going to reap the benefits of it. But you will get it and you will love it because you're really God's people. You're really God's son. You're really God's daughter. You're really God's child. You dig? Because if none of those things align with helping, anything that aligns with helping, people or being a service of people, then it probably is not from God. And I'm just being honest, and if I'm wrong, I could be wrong, but 9 times out of 10, if God promised something to you, it's also for his people. And if you're really if you're really in that type of energy and you love God, then that would be perfect. That'd be ideal. That's like, okay, whatever. You dig? But really, man, trusting God, man, is the trust, man, and having faith and like knowing that everything is going to be all right, regardless of how it looks. Really trusting God is really trusting God, man. Really trusting higher source. Really trusting that everything is going to be okay in divine timing. And it's not like you sitting back and just, okay, waiting. Nah, you actually doing what you can do. You actually doing what needs to be done. You actually taking the steps. You taking the steps and you trusting God, man. That's how you do that thing. You do it. That's how you do it. When you really trust in God, man, there's nothing that can change that. There's nothing in this world can change if you really trust in God and if you really believe that God is going to give you what he said that he's going to give you. You know what I mean? So other than that, man, and that's why many are called and few are chosen, because most people can't see beyond what they can't see. That what makes you a visionary. Visionaries are people who can see beyond what they can actually see. That what makes a seer that way. That what makes a prophet that way. They see things that people can't see in the physical. They see it, they feel it, they on an energetic level. And if you're that type of person that believes and trusts God, 9 times out of 10, you are one of those type of people. Most people is not built like that. Most people are not built into seeing and believing and feeling and trusting God like that. They're just not made up. That's why many are called, but few are chosen. They hear the call, but they don't take heed to the call. The chosen ones, they hear the call and they move accordingly. And trusting God, man, is basically trusting in something that's beyond what you can see, touch, feel, all your senses. It's beyond all that. It's a feeling. You dig? It's a feeling on an energetic level, like everything is going to be all right, no matter what stones people throw at you, no matter what obstacles people put in your way. You know that God is going to handle it. You know without a shadow of a doubt that God is going to handle everything that needs to be handled. As long as you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, God going to take care of the rest of the things that's beyond what you can do. You dig? But ask yourself, man. Ask yourself, do you really trust God? And if your answer is yes, chill. Everything is going to be granted and given in its divine timing. But you know how I do, man. I keep you here all day. I talk your head off. You already know. You dig? But it's your boy R Fire, over and out, baby. Bam.